You know something, guys? Going back to my 20s, way back in my early 20s, I always thought to myself, I was like, no, I don't want to have kids. They're too much of a hassle, right? You know what I mean? I was young, and I was like, there's just no way I want to go that direction. Now, 51 years old, and I got a kid that's getting married tomorrow. His future wife, she's an absolute sweetheart. And I think we are kind of nervous about it, to be honest, to be quite honest with you guys. Because, a lot of times when you get married, it's a make or break, man. It's either things are going to work out or they're not, right? So, I've been married, and it just, it just wasn't meant to be for us, and we accepted it, and now we talk every so often, and we just want each other to be happy, right? So, but, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing the setting tomorrow and seeing how things are going to go, and, I'm kind of looking forward to welcoming her to the family and meeting her mom for the first time, or whoever else I'll be meeting tomorrow, because everyone's going to be all, one big family, right? And just amazing how time flies. It's like 1 minute you feel like that you're only 24 years old, next you know you're in your freaking 50s, and you wonder where the hell 27 years went. And but I have to say that as much as most of my life has been miserable, okay, I've still got another who knows how many years to go to try and be happy, right? And right now I got that thing above my head, that's why I'm sitting here. Even though I got sunscreen on too, right? But, I'm looking forward to see how things work for them. And hopefully, it can be a long-lasting marriage. I've spoken to her about it already, and she's looking forward to the long term, which is good. So, anyways, yeah, I'm actually sitting on the bed right now. I did go for a drive, and it feels like that there is a little bit of weight in the back here, but otherwise, it wasn't that bad. Some days it feels heavier than others, which is really weird, right? But now, regarding this station right here, right now it's being used for any of the tools I've been using frequently. All of the other tools for power stuff they're in storage now. So these ones here for now are going to be there, so that way if I need something for example, the lug nuts or something like that, if I have to rotate tires or whatever, I'm quite sure I should get it done professionally, because if a balance has to be done, then balance has to be done, right? But you guys know what I mean, though? So I've seen people where they would have a station like this, okay, and they put a top over it, okay, and can you guys see that? Yeah, okay, there. And they put a board on top, and then they put some other stuff on top. Okay, could be paper towel, for an example, right? So I have seen some people do it. A friend of mine recommended for me to do that, saying it'd be better to do that so the board stays stable if you're not going to bolt it in, right? And it's like, okay, so that way you get access to your tools. And he's like, you got to remember, you're gonna hear things moving around. It's like, yeah, trust me, I already heard things moving around today. I was like, what the hell is that? It ends up being just stuff underneath the bed because it's all loose, right? So I have to still adjust that, right? So, like I said, things are 99% completed, okay? So I have to just remember that I'm going to hear things sliding around. The platform might move around because the actual platform is not bolted in, it's not screwed in, nothing like that. It's just sitting there with everything on top. So I have to expect I'm going to hear some kind of shifting. So, so Excuse me. So if I do hit the backcountries, okay, which is part of the plan, okay, yeah, there's gonna be a few adjustments in here. Now this van's gonna be around for a couple of years, so do you guys, I'm wondering if I should try and find those bigger, thicker back suspensions. Not the kind of need. The generator I think is shot, so I want one that is going to be. Is it called nitrogen, hydrogen, or whatever? Like it's filled with the pressure with the spring, and it just does it itself. I'm looking for something like that to where you could just go underneath, get it done and over with, right? That's where having that big jack came in handy. So yeah, mechanics around here will not touch my van for that kind of stuff. I don't know why. I'm like, you guys are getting paid labor. Who gives a monkey's tool? Just get it done. And that's the way I look at it, right? Because when I'm being told that they're not going to do it, that's why I go over to my other guy now. But yeah, I do need something like that. So I'm still looking, because if I hit the backcountries, I'm quite sure the ones I got on here will not cut. It won't do the trick, right? There will be. It looks like a cargo thing going on top. Island Night Owl has one for me. She's done everything she can to help me out. And when I go visit her, she's going to help me out with the top, right? So yeah, that's the way it works, right? So, anyways, I got my ramps in here right now too. I had to throw them in here because I didn't feel like driving around with those suckers on top. So, but my butt's getting sore from sitting on here. It's just got the sleeping bag on, right? So, but yeah, this is how it looks in here right now. It's not bad. It was a fair amount of work. What was it, a couple of months? For someone who doesn't know any carpentry, initially when I was making those ones over there, I was just throwing them together. Okay, I was doing measurements, and then when I put it together, I realized that the pallet woods and stuff like that, my cutting, what the problem was is, like with this wood here, okay, I actually looked right above, and I actually adjusted my circular saw that I have to realize that if I adjust the protector part all the way up and move the back plate, I could actually get a better cut. And I didn't know that because I don't know anything about power tools, right? So I did that, and sure enough, I got straighter cuts. And if I would have done that with those suckers over there, they would be on there a lot better. So, but we'll see what happens with the brackets and whatnot. So, speaking of a cargo, that vehicle over there actually has one on it. Is he coming straight? Because if he is, I'm gonna. He's turning. No, he's not. He's coming. Okay. So you guys will see. But I didn't see. I think it said like speed cal or some damn thing on there, right? But yeah, a lot of tools can go into that sucker, right? So, or even the ramps or something like that can go in it, right? Just to have it cleared all the way. So that's what I mean. Like, there's a lot of things you could probably still use, but the one jack I'm going to continue to use is the one that came with the van, right? I do have two other jack stands I'm considering actually keeping because of that. So if I do need them, then I could use them. So I had 3 or 4. I don't remember. So anyways, so that's basically where things are at. So yeah, we're right now we're under preparations for tomorrow. I might try and put a little bit more gas in the tank. I got just over 3/4 of tank. But it's going to be another good test because this time we're going into the Fraser Valley, right? And it's about a half an hour to 35-minute drive, traffic depending, right? So we'll be hitting low heat, and yeah, it's going to be very, 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 very interesting to see how that works, especially when I have no air conditioning. So that's going to be fun how that works because the wedding is at 3 o'clock. And my mom has requested that we leave a little bit earlier because you never know what traffic's going to be like, right? It's a long weekend. And so we might have to leave a little bit earlier to get out there just to visit and, be prepared mentally that we're about to see something we, frankly, only happens. Your first wedding only happens once in a lifetime, right? So, classic. Everybody that drives by here is looking at me like, what the hell? You probably think I'm dressed normally, controlling traffic. That'd be pretty interesting, eh? Yeah, you've been busted. So, anyways, I just actually finished cleaning around the van because there was bird droppings on the roof all the way around it, and thank God for Windex, man. So, anyways, I am going to get going here. I got nothing else to talk about until tomorrow, to be honest with you. I'm just trying to get videos out to you guys, man. Like, whether it's informational or whatever. So, and if you guys are wondering about the eyesight thing, it feels like it's improving since I've been putting these on to help my eyes out. I've been through it before a couple of years ago. Okay, so where I guess what happened was it gets the outer part of the eye kind of gets a little bit on the burnt side, and so just like with your skin, it peels and then comes off. I think that's what is going on, because if it was anything worse, there would be pain. So, but there isn't. So, I'm not going to worry about it too much. So, anyways, I guess I'll talk to you guys tomorrow as I take you guys for the tour of getting the van going, driving out there. I'm going to try and get permission to tape a little bit and then come back. So it's been a long journey, man. But after that, it's got to figure out what's going to be happening next, besides for my mom's eye exam coming up. Consultation regarding her eyes because she can't see very well. So I don't know if I got to stick around for that. I have to find that out, okay? If I do, then I will try and see what I can do about going to different areas every so often and whatnot. Stick around this area too, okay? And try and get myself used to being in here more often, right? And the reason why I'm saying it that way, because it's the lower mainland. The lower mainland doesn't like people in vehicles, plain and simple. But if you hit the right area at the right time, there shouldn't be a problem, right? So, my only biggest issue is the fact of all the sirens and noise and whatnot that happens. It's just, I want to get into an area where there's going to be less noise. Who am I trying to kiss? The lower mainland. We'll see what happens. Anyways, I gotta go. This is just informational. Talk to you guys later. Make sure you guys subscribe, share, and comment. If we grow this channel, that'd be awesome. And yeah, talk to you soon.